back with another review for you guys, and this time we got a Star Wars Black Series Chewbacca from Star Wars New Hope. Also, I'm hitting you with the custom lighting angle because his face is weird and it kept making a weird shadow and it was kind of bothering me. But, oh, my bad. Get a cool little image of him on the side. That's, whatever. I don't know where it's from. Maybe from a comic. Maybe it's AI generated. I don't know, man. Maybe it was dropped in. I don't know. But you got your little bio. Nothing crazy on the bottom. I will say before we get into them though, I don't hate this head. I wish it was different. I wish it had more expression to it. You know what I mean? It's just kind of, I don't know. Oh, let's run them through the little IDEF system. Is the figure in good shape? Does the figure function as intended? Everything that's included with the figure, plus scaling, and then just my final thoughts. Usually a little pose at the end when I'm talking about it too, unless I forget. Alright, and here you guys have a package, and we're getting a little unorthodox with how I'm getting my lighting set up, because he's a really big figure. I feel like even for a Black Series, well, especially for a Black Series, because they're kind of a smaller 6-inch, I feel like, scaling, but whatever. My lighting source is also kind of short, and I didn't really think about that when I bought it. I don't know. Maybe there's a mount I can buy for my phone. But anyways, he looks pretty good. He could use a wash, but aside from that, he does look pretty good. I can't really find any issues with him. As far as I can tell. The toes probably could have used a little black paint, for the nails. Same on the hands, but that probably just wasn't meant to be done. But yeah, a little silver on here and stuff looks all good. No plastic defects as far as I can tell. Yes, usually I don't put the accessories on while I'm doing the review and stuff like that. I'll probably take it off when I start messing with his articulation, but that's all he comes with in his Chewy, bro. I had to put it on. But yeah, I would say he's in good shape. Or the figure's in good shape. Is the figure in good shape? Sorry, I feel like I've been kind of doing poorly with my whole, I don't even know what to call it, my rating system. But sorry, I'm losing my focus. But does the figure function as intended? He's got a super long neck peg, so he can look up, down a decent bit, side to side. This will kind of get in the way and it's glued down, but you're not going to be, you probably could if you lift up the plastic because it's kind of soft, but I wouldn't recommend it necessarily. But you can get him to look about as far as you need to, really. I'm giving it a pass right there. I don't think that's bad. Sorry about the doggo. Slightly lower than a T-pose, but not complaining. And then, dude, he ain't got a bicep, but check this out. Single joint, bro. That's crazy. And then it does twist right there. And then, I can't even tell what kind of joint that has. I don't know will it even move? Oh, this whole part's his hand, dude, I'm dumb. I think it has, I don't know, break his hand, but I can't tell if it's a ball joint in there or if he has hinges or what. I think he has ball joints in there. The fur is going to stop it for the most part, but yeah, sorry. Some of his articulation I didn't mess with that much. But his torso doesn't really do much forward and back. You get a little bit, but it's not going to do much. In fact, I almost want to say he gets more side to side than he does forward and back. Is there something at the waist too? If he does have one at the waist that you can move, it's going to be kind of hard to focus on it because of the build of him, but it get a little bit of twist. I wouldn't push it too far, but, and then I don't know if he twists at the waist, to be honest. I'm not going to push it. high does that logo go? Let's see. I feel like this like goes a little bit higher. No, they'll both go about the same if you push it. I might be messing up some of the plastic right now. If you saw when I lifted this, like, there's already a little bit of stress happening right there. But not too bad. Single joint, bro. Like, not bad. And then this is soft enough to where, like, you can actually bend this for a little bit. I've seen figures that don't even have stuff to impede it that have worse forward than that, so I don't think he does probably have a butterfly. It's not going to do too much, but you can do something with it. Toes. But yeah, I would, for all the stuff he has on him, like as far as the fur and like plastic, he has pretty good articulation for a Black Series, bro. I'm pretty impressed, actually. So yeah, I'm gonna say he functions as intended, for everything that's included. His crossbolt blaster. I should have looked up what it's called. I don't know why they didn't just make this one piece. Oh, One Piece reference. Bro. See, that's gonna bug me. But it's a sick little crossbolt. Doesn't have any paint on it or anything except for the strap. But it's pretty cool. This is kind of soft. They could have made this some sort of cloth just to really, make it a little bit better. But I haven't put this in his hands yet, so I am a little bit worried about messing it up or whatever. I think I'm going to glue this in there, though, unless maybe someone tells me that's a bad idea. Let me know in the comments if you do know if maybe for some reason that might be a bad idea. I can't think of why, but let's go ahead and get some scaling with him. Here he is with Darth Maul. Like, you see what I'm talking about? You see how big he is, bro? He's with the Black Series Mandalorian, I believe from the Beskar Mines or something like that. I can't remember. I'm sorry. They look pretty good together. I don't know if these characters have ever met. I'm pretty sure him and Darth Maul have never met for sure. But that's all I have. I'm sorry. Here he is with the Han Solo, and I can just kind of throw them together because I'm pretty sure I don't remember Chewbacca really having aged that much and like Force Awakens and stuff. So if I want to throw them together, I feel like that works. So cool. And here he is with Darth Vader, I believe, also from A New Hope, if I'm not mistaken. Now hear me out. Since he has like the robotic parts and stuff, and I know it would be out of character for him, but imagine them just throwing hands, like no force, just going at it. Who do you think would win? Because if he's not using force, except maybe outside of maybe enhancing himself a little bit for strength, I think Chewie's taking it. But that's just my opinion. Yeah. For my final thoughts, he's probably my favorite. Actually, that's not fair. The Darth Maul and Darth Vader also go pretty hard for, budget brand Star Wars figures. And I haven't even opened up one of my SH figures. Who knows? They might all suck. But he's pretty cool, especially for not coming with much, which, none of them came with very much. What am I talking about? And the Mandalorian came with, like, the dark blade or whatever, but it also came with a knife you can't even hold. They kind of suck with accessories, I will say that, to be fair. But he's pretty cool. It could be cheaper, to be honest. The Black Series really should, for what they are. The lack of accessories and articulation, they really should be at a cheaper price point, in my opinion. But he looks pretty cool. If you're willing to buy him at the price he's at, yeah, he's worth it if you like Chewbacca and Star Wars, whatever. But I'm at a point, you know what? They're already not a price I consider to be fair, if I'm being honest. They're not at a quality level I would consider they're like consistent with Marvel Legends, or even though I don't like their articulation, like McFarlane Toys, he's putting in decent amounts of accessories and stuff like that. I still don't think his articulation's great, but you know what I'm saying? They're really bad about putting in accessories, and they're the same price as other budget brand figures. It's just But yeah, I think that's it. I hope this was informative. I hope it helps you decide whether or not to get him, because I've been seeing him at Walmart and I couldn't help myself. So maybe you have been seeing him, wanted to pick him up. Maybe this up could decide maybe not to get him, maybe to get him. I don't know. I think he's pretty cool. I'm not disappointed by him, but again, just not really worth the price. But I think that'll be it.